Greetings, fellow Cameroonians. This is Capo Daniel, the chairman of the People's Right Advocacy platform. Today, we have come to you to respond and react to the speech of the head of state of Cameroon this 10th of February in commemoration of 11 February. February Youth Day speech did not mention the significance of 11 February in the life of Cameroon. 11 February is the day in 1961 where the people of West Cameroon today, which was former Southern Cameroon, voted in a plebiscite to join their brothers in the French Cameroon. That led to the creation of this country we have today as Cameroon. This speech by the head of state of Cameroon is a betrayal of historic truth of that country. Despite previously making statement in a foreign land in France that the agenda to integrate the English-speaking people into the French system have failed. Despite the fact that the Cameroon government in 2019 has offered and granted special status in an attempt to resolve the grievances of the Anglophones. Today, the head of state of Cameroon shamelessly did not mention in his speech the significance of 11 February celebration. 11 February is the day of plebiscite, marks a significant day in the history of Cameroon. The failure to mention the significance of this historic day in his speech is a betrayal of the Cameroon people and raise questions about the claim of Biya that the main purpose of his mandate is to keep national unity. This is bad faith. The head of state on this significant day failed to mention our youth who are still in the bush fighting for their identity. The head of state did not mention the thousands of our refugees who are youth, who are still in Nigeria, in Ghana, some of whom have come to the diaspora abroad to seek for asylum. Yet he talks about a future for the youth in Cameroon and the future of our youth in the Southern Cameroons. Are the basis for national unity. There is no union without the Southern Cameroons. There is no unity without the people of the Southern Cameroons. The Cameroon government have focused its energy and resources to stage and parade march past with the so-called Youth Day, which is meaningless to the historic nature of this day to national unity across Cameroon. And unity to this hypocrisy. While the head of state of Cameroon claimed to be interested in resolving this crisis, he continually ignored deliberately to give honor and tribute to the foundation of Cameroon, to the foundation of the unity of Cameroon. The Anglophones have suffered enough. Our people are dying for an ideology that the Cameroon state himself have recognized. Paul Biya's silence about this crisis in his 11 February speech, his ignoring of this crisis during this major speech which he has delivered, is a broader strategy to ignore and suppress the Anglophones under the heavy hand of his military. This is not the characteristic of a père de la nation. This is not the characteristics of somebody who wants to leave behind a legacy of national unity, who himself, in his end-of-year speech, claims that his primary mandate is to keep the country united. You cannot unite a people by ignoring the very essence of their identity. You cannot be the guarantor of national unity while ignoring the fundamentals that builds that nation. There is no Cameroon without Southern Cameroon. There is no union, there is no unity without the unit that makes up this country. We want to remind Cameroon and the international community that this country, Cameroon, is not made up of just the French Cameroon, but it's also made up of the English people who are aggrieved by a project to integrate them into a system that they did not sign up for. The People's Right Advocacy Platform continues to call for dialogue to address the root causes, to return to a Cameroon where we respect the two people that habitate this wonderful nation. Our formula for one country, two people should be embraced by the international community and the people of Cameroon as the best way forward. When shall we come to our senses and stop this carnage and this legitimacy that have given and give rise to the criminality we see in our territory? This is a matter of morality. It is a matter of accountability to the history of this great nation. Our people must go back to the drawing board, look back in our history, look the mistakes we have made in dismantling the protection that guarantees equality in Cameroon, and draw up a new social contract that reinstates the pride of Cameroons, that reinforce our identity, our heritage, and celebrate truly a unity that comes from union between two people. For our people who face this silent humiliation and oppression, we have heard your cry. We have listened to the voice of the refugees who says they want to go back home. We are committed. We are committed to secure your rights to return. We are committed to secure your right to self-governance through our advocacy in the non-violent approach to our right of self-determination. God bless you all.